All right, so President Joe Biden, he's in the hot seat now because he left the D.C. Council and Democrats aghast after he announced that he will not veto a GOP-led D.C. crime bill. So DC's crime code bill has not been updated for over a century. So if you can imagine, over 100 years ago, they came up with these laws, and they're still like in effect now. Well, DC's crime code, the DC Council revised the Crime Code Amendment Act of 2023, and they revised it to include eliminating outdated laws, eliminating most mandatory minimums, lowering some maximum sentence for some crimes like robbery and illegal possession of a firearm. Well, proponents of the bill argue that the current sentences have been harsher than other sentences in other states, and it potentially contributes to mass incarceration, which has been, as we know, an issue since like the 1980s, following harsher legislation, which included mandatory minimums and maximum sentences. But those opposed to the crime bill state it will keep the public safer, and it reduces recidivism for those who serve more time in prison, which actually contradicts statistics that longer sentences don't make communities safer. Well, Senate Democrats are split on the decision, with some of them being upset that Biden will not veto the bill if it comes across his desk. While there is widespread outcry for increased public safety, Republicans are accusing Democrats of being too soft on crime. So Biden did send out a tweet, and in that tweet he said, "I support D.C. statehood and home rule, but I don't support some of the changes that D.C. Council put forward over the mayor's objection, such as lowering penalties for carjackings." So, they're saying like he's not going to support that. And then he's saying that if the Senate votes to overturn what D.C. Council did, then I'll sign it. So this is all after, and when he got into, when he was elected, he made
the pivot.
his promises
they do it all the time.
to Black America. So a lot of people kind of calling them out now, like, what is this?
But wasn't he about the crime bill and mass incarceration? Like
yes.
that was Sleepy Joe in the 90s.
That's which was the reason. Yes, that was the reason why a lot of people didn't want to vote for him. But everybody was upset when people were saying, "Well, no, he was part of." Remember where the term super predators? Remember when they was doing that? He was the see, and everybody, boy, anybody is better than. Nah, they all bad. They all in cahoots with each other, man. I'm gonna always be a Bernie fan, and so I listen. But the point of the matter is, your boy lied. He went back on his word. The boy lied. So now that we know he lied, what are y'all gonna do about it? It's no defending effect. If you come up with this idea and start to come up with an argument to say, well, he only lied because, then that makes you guys hypocrites. So everybody who was caping for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, then you're going to have an issue.
And mind you, he has not announced that he's running for re-election next year. So a lot of people are saying like,
He gonna run again.
People are doing stuff to get voted back in, or you know.
I thought he did throw his hat in. I did read that.
I don't remember him officially.
I don't think he had made an official statement, but I think
I haven't been following it, so I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. I actually wouldn't be surprised if it may pivot and Kamala might run.
I don't see her like I don't see Commissioner Outlaw.
What are you looking for stuff over there? You know what?
I was looking for my applause because
I don't. I seen Pelosi more than I saw Kamala. To be honest, I did. I'm not
Kamala?
even.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Where's Waldo? We don't know.
Yeah. They were saying that. Well, I know that's rumored, but they're trying to like suppress her right now.
Suppress her.
Yeah,
Suppress
from
her
being
what?
so visual and seen. Because, there was like a lot of like people complaining that they didn't really want Biden in because they felt like it would really be Kamala Harris running the country. So they didn't want him in because of that.
Nah,
You don't remember when they were saying it?
That's
Oh,
just
something happens to Biden, then she's gonna be the president.
See that, and that's.
But I'm telling you, it goes back to when Trump got in.
Yep.
The
Everything that
having a first president, like having a first black president, and then having a first female president. You got to understand when you think about those other countries and those third world countries and all those people that we got to do business with, they don't want to do business with a woman. So yeah, they're gonna take that black man. So Trump was elected all because they just didn't want Hillary, not because of no emails, none of that. They didn't want a woman, point blank.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what y'all going?
It's what James Brown say?
I wish I had another.
It's a man's world.
Not necessarily. Nope. Because I'm gonna tell you.
Well, wait a minute. You got to finish those lyrics.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's true.
Because it ain't nothing without a woman or a girl.
That's true. That's true too. But I want to make sure that we understand that there's a difference between a white man and a black man. And so when we start using these blanket terms, it's a huge difference between a white woman and black woman when it comes to benefits. And so I'm gonna leave that there.
Yeah. So the 95th Academy Awards are going down on March 12th on ABC. Only this time they'll be performing. I know. Oh my gosh! But only this time they're going to be They're going to be prepared for any backhanded behavior, pun intended. Comedian host Jimmy Kimmel, he's slated to host this year's award ceremony with actor Vanessa Hudgens, model Ashley Graham, and
Your boy Jimmy Kimmel back.
Why didn't he ask Brock?
They did ask him. He declined.
Oh, he did?
They asked him to
I was
come
about
back.
to
Yeah.
say.
No, they
why
asked-
He said he wasn't going to do that. He said he wasn't going to do it anymore.
I wouldn't. Like, no, I'm joking.
They
like,
did ask him.
like, y'all can't protect me.
Yes.
Y'all should have security on standby.
Nah, he can't even say that. The way that he walked up, I actually thought it was a bit. Like
That's
I thought
what
it was.
Everybody thought
it
everybody,
was.
everybody thought it
They
was.
couldn't have stopped that, even if they wanted to.
Rock knew it wasn't a bit. He knew they wasn't nothing that they rehearsed.
Yeah.
Listen.
You see somebody coming towards you after you was just saying something, and we ain't rehearsed this. Let me see what's about to happen.
That's why he put his head down when he's
But y'all know tonight he does his pre-show and he's going to be talking about the whole thing.
The pre-show.
He's doing something on Netflix,
Oh, I gotta watch
and he's going to talk about. He's never talked about it, and he's going to talk about it. I did see him in concert when he went to the Met here in Philly, and everybody started like saying Will's name, and he's like, "I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at."
You a Philly player? Don't get it twisted. You in
That's
Philly?
funny. That's funny.
Right.
I mean, everybody have about him to talk about. Talk about it for what? It wasn't like it was something that happened behind closed doors and everybody want to know or see if it. We all seen it firsthand. What does that tell you? Just want to hear what he got to say about it?
I think he didn't make a comment on what his feelings were, emotions. Like he didn't reenact.
What would your feelings be? Right. You embarrassed?
Yeah.
Point
I
blank.
mean, I'm interested to see what he say. I do know his brothers already talked out, and they was like not knowing if they still feel these same sentiments, but they was like when they see
Rock
Smith,
brothers.
yeah, they was like it's on site.
It's
They
on
said
site.
it's on site, and he's not like the rah of the Rock brothers.
Christopher, no, it's not.
No, he's the laid back one. But that's what they basically told him. Told Will like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Will, because Will already, he did say something about the brothers and Tony specifically because they had a relationship. Like,
but you sometimes when you in it, you don't think like that. Like,
You're
yo,
not thinking
this
about that.
you don't think about the extended people that's attached to this one individual.
yeah, that's why his apology.
You know how many times people ain't mess with me because they was like, oh, her brothers or her cousin or
Right,
it's like,
right.
yo, leave that one
Yep.
alone.
Exactly. Well, coming off the heels of a brilliant performance during the 2023 Super Bowl halftime show and the revelation of her second pregnancy, Rihanna is set to perform at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rihanna. And I was excited about some of the noms for Best Supporting Actress, Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That's my pick for that. You got Hong Chow.
Jamie Lee
Curtis is up. Yeah, for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Stephanie Sue also in the same category.
Why have I not heard of these movies?
No,
I'm not even gonna hold you. And I'm a movie
You ain't
buff.
the only one. I was just about to say.
Like, wait, what?
You probably seen it.
Jamie Lee Curtis,
Everything,
what?
Everywhere, All at Once. That's pretty interesting film. I'm sure you saw it. You probably wasn't aware of it because it's a stupid name. I'm just going to be honest.
The way, I don't know.
Yeah. And for Best Actor,
Austin Butler, Elvis, no. Colin Farrell, the band she's in, I haven't ever heard of that one. Brendan Fraser, The Well, that came back up. Paul Mescal, After Sun, and Bill Living. I never even heard of it.
This is Best Actors. So we're saying actors males, right?
Yeah.
Any of them black?
No. None of them.
Okay.
I'm going to just say Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Or Brendan.
Brendan,
Him or Brendan.
So we haven't. What movies were black actors that we were like, hey, this is.
Well, the Oscars is so white.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I need that sound effect. Can somebody send me that sound effect?
What Issa Rae say?
From
I vote for
research,
everybody black, right?
and from research, and I did a story umpteen years ago with We Talk Weekly, and when I covered it with the Oscars, Oscar is a black man. The actual
trophy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was centered around this black actor, but it's white.
Yeah, and Best Picture.
Best Picture.
I'm going with Avatar.
Let me see.
Just because.
All Quiet on the Western Front. That was pretty good though. Banshees, and I gotta look that up later. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I love her though. She's really good. Top Gun, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that was really good. Yeah.
Better than Avatar.
Avatar was just long, but it was good.
long.
It was a really good. I think Top Gun got it. I think
so.
Yeah, I think Avatar was good. Even All Quiet on the Home Front was a really good award. That some people just not into war movies like that.
I'm not.
Yeah. So it's hard for people to see, but the acting was really
I think I'm
good.
not. And then I start watching it, and I get sucked in. And
Into it,
can't.
like, oh, this good.
I tell everyone, if you want to see one of the best war movies, you gotta see Saving Private Ryan.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I mean, they got like Black Hawk Down. They have a lot of other ones
I like
that's really
Black Hawk
good.
Down.
But
I even like
Private
The Hurt
Ryan-
Locker.
Yeah, the Hurt. Oh, that was good.
That was one
the
of my.
Hurt Locker.
That was.
It's a few of them that I can't that doesn't come to mind right now. But
But I say the same thing about like the what is it, the medieval time movies, like when Gladiator and all that. I say the same. Troy. I always be like, I want to look at that. But then same thing. Troy is like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. And what's the other one when they say not
300. This is Sparta.
This
is Sparta.
Yeah, how'd you took the words out of my mouth?
About 300. That was
What
one
about
of
The King's Horseman? Was that like a big
That
movie?
was a big movie.
I mean,
King's Horseman.
that didn't make it?
So.
I can't remember that.
remember if it
for
was
some reason.
nominated.
Okay.
But I would give that to. I'm gonna say Top Gun would be my pick. Top Gun would be my pick. Definitely be my pick though. Yeah.
I would say war scenes for me is that little part in Forrest Gump when he was in the war. I know I'm a lame.
No doubt.
Yeah. No,
So,
mine was Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket.
That one
That
was
was
good.
good.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
my
that was
son's
good.
dad. That was his
Glory.
movie.
Glory.
Glory was
Denzel
good.
Washington.
Yeah, Glory was good.
You know, it's a lot
Yeah,
of them out
yeah.
there, man.
Yeah, that was his.
Yeah.
That was one
And you
of
know
his
what?
best.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a war movie, but the movie that
was
was
sad.
Emancipate. Did you see Emancipation?
That's another one. Why didn't that
It wasn't
make
even in there.
Oh,
Well, you know, they
yeah.
boycotted
Yeah,
him.
they
They
did.
boycotted. He's
Well,
suspended
right.
from the academy.
That's
Did
okay.
he win something for it?
Is it?
Was it NAACP or something?
I don't know.
He won for it
It's
somewhere.
another one called Inspection.
Did I see Inspection? Let me see.
I think it's another war movie. Like, that's why I was just wondering, like, why didn't some of these? And I guess sometimes if you're not well known in it, and these are new actors, they're not getting a lot of buzz behind it.
Yeah, he won an NAACP for outstanding actor.
Will did.
Yeah.
Okay, so he got the NAACP, but the Oscars is like it's a no go.
Oh.
But in the did you?
Yeah, Inspection. I think that's new though.
That's not 2022.
Nah, that wouldn't have made the cut for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, one person we know will not be in attendance at the Oscars this year is actor Will Smith. So if you've been living under a rock or somehow developed some rare form of amnesia, Will was issued a 10-year ban from attending any Academy Award events and ceremonies. But to avoid an encore of an incident like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock live on stage, the Academy has announced new special security measures. So Oscars manager Bill Kramer, he told Time Magazine that a crisis team will be on standby, ready to take swift action if needed during the event.
Crisis management.
What?
Yes. So the Smith
Amongst
and
all
Rock
these
slap-
millionaires.
Come on.
Yeah, well, they're saying like this was the first time anything like that ever happened,
And it
in
won't happen
history.
again.
Yes,
It won't
at
happen
the
again.
Academy Awards, so they're just taking all types of precautions to kind of adopt some new protocols to prevent something like this. But I guess they just like it never happened. It never happened before, and they weren't ready for it. But at the same time, I was thinking like what you said, people were just like, is this real?
Yeah, people just
Like and I think maybe the initial shock of everybody, because at first people were like laughing, like oh, and then when he said keep on, and it was like whoa man, I don't know, he's not supposed to be cussing on.
Jada should have just ran up there. No, Will, stop. Like, they should have made it real dramatic. Like, you gonna go out, they might as well just do it all the way out. Like, it should have just been a whole theatrical thing behind it. Because that was just nutty. Nobody, like, it was just, they should just went all out.
Yeah,
The whole family.
I know.
Should have just, I mean, you got banned, it's like, if you're gonna rob something, go big or go home. They should have just went big on it.
And the sad thing about it is that it's still like how some stuff die down. It's a year later. That's still a hot topic.
That's why I didn't realize it
Nobody
was
care about it now.
Exactly.
Tom again.
I'm like, oh gosh.
Well, I think also because Will just did an interview that I saw that he said he was filming and they did ad lib and the white actor spit on him in his chest. And then he said he did it again and he was like, I didn't get upset. I didn't retaliate. And it just wasn't a good look because now you're talking almost about something that happened to you from another actor and you didn't respond. He didn't mention the slap, but it's almost like if you hear that story, anybody listening to that are going to correlate it with what he did. I'll send it to y'all. And y'all just tell me what you think. Yeah.
Shout out to Will Smith, man,
I
from
know.
Philly.
I really feel bad for him because I know, like,
It's hard to know which side. Like, what are you doing?
I know that's not him. That's not his character. I think if he had if he could have seen what was coming, the backlash from his actions, I don't think he would have did it. I don't know. All right, so the Celebrity Sizzle Award of the Week goes to Former President Barack Obama, he has launched the Change Collective program. So the Change Collective, it's a new national leadership network for rising local leaders who are passionate about solving issues in their communities and combating social isolation, political polarization, and civic disengagement. So their mission is to train, connect, and elevate these leaders, equipping them with the tools to build a more robust and inclusive democracy from the ground up. Our vision is to reinvent civic life for a new generation starting in your city. So President Barack Obama said, it's a way to bring emerging leaders from different identities and backgrounds together and help them build relationships and solve problems in their communities because real change happens one person, one community, one connection at a time. And we all need to learn how to better work with folks who have different backgrounds and beliefs. So shout out to Barack Obama. I think that's a great initiative. I think we don't really get into. I know there's some civic engagement happening here, but I think more communities need to be involved in that. So hopefully this, because I know they're launching in like 3 cities right now, but hopefully it's like nationwide.
All I gotta say is when it comes to change, please, all the leadership, please get your citizens involved. Please get the community involved in the work that you're doing. They're the ones who are always galvanized to get together to even get you in that seat. How can you not look at them and try to give them opportunities to, create even residual income for themselves, generational wealth for themselves? That's one thing that stood out with the interview we had with the judge, De Leon. He mentioned generational wealth, being able to offer that and build the community up to have generational wealth. And so we got to do better, y'all. Got to do better. No doubt. That was the sizzle.
I'm sizzle, and that was the sizzle.
And that was the sizzle, ladies and gentlemen.